Hello and welcome to this video on how to use the Medicare.gov website to run your annual drug plan analysis. At Boomer Benefits, we have many clients who have original Medicare and a Medigap plan with us, and we help them with their annual Part D drug analysis. But sometimes we run across people who have original Medicare and they have a Medigap plan elsewhere, but they like their plan, they're not interested in changing it, and they just need help with standalone Part D. And in that scenario, that's what this video is for. We are going to show you how you can search for your own Part D drug plan if you're not needing our assistance with adding a Medigap plan. And so I have gone to Medicare.gov, and you will see up here that there's a little flag and it says it's an official website. It says Medicare.gov. And so even if you are looking at this video in a future year and maybe they've swiped out the image here, as long as you see these two things up in the left-hand corner, you will know you're in the right place. If this is your first time to Medicare.gov, I encourage you to go to the login button and actually create an account here. And so you will have then what's called a My Medicare.gov account. And the great thing about that is the drugs and pharmacies that you add in today will be saved. And so you can actually log back into this list again next October, and you can just update any of the drugs that have changed without having to re-enter them. And that will really save you some time from year to year. So it's always a good idea to create that account. In this scenario, though, let's just say that I am new and I'm just trying this out and I don't want to save my drug plan list. I'm going to walk you through that so you can see it, and this will appear the same way as if you had logged in. The search is almost identical. So the first thing it's going to ask you, of course, is where you live and what year you are needing the drug plan options for. So right now I'm recording this in the fall of 2024. Well, I don't need a drug plan for 2024. If I'm on Medicare, I already have a drug plan. I'm actually shopping for a new drug plan for next year. So I'm going to click 2025. And let's just say I live in 76137 zip code. Next, I have to tell it what type of plan I want. And it's really important that you mark Medicare Part D drug plan, because an Advantage plan is something different that takes the place of your original Medicare and would invalidate your Medigap plan. And so we want to make sure that we're searching on just the Part D drug plans, and we'll click on Find Plans. If you have any sort of help with the cost of your drugs, like Medicaid or the low income subsidy, which is this one that says extra help with drug costs, you can mark that. I'm going to click I don't get help from any of these programs. And then, of course, yes, I do want to see the cost of drugs when comparing plans. Okay, so let's come on up here and just start adding in some medications. And you will see that if I start to enter cholesterol medicine, it actually suggests drugs that have those same letters. So it will give you that suggestion. You can click on that, makes it a little easier. And then we are going to indicate exactly what dosage, quantity, and frequency. Before you actually run your drug list, it's a good idea to gather up all of your pill bottles or boxes and have those with you when you're entering this list of drugs into Medicare.gov, because sometimes you will have a drug that may come in a tablet form and also a capsule form. And if you choose the wrong one, you may skew the results of your drug plan. So be sure that you look at the actual pill bottles to enter the correct tablet or capsule. Now on this one, lovastatin doesn't look like they offer anything except for tablets. So let's say I take the 20 milligram tablet once a day. I'm going to put every month right here and go ahead and add that in. And then maybe I also take a drug pressure medication. And so that one for me is amlodipine. I'm going to go ahead and add the drug and then choose what milligrams that I take. Maybe I take this one twice a day, and then I'm going to be filling that every month. And then perhaps I take a medication which is really popular called Synthroid, and this is for thyroid issues. And when I click on this one and see Add Drug, I get a pop-up that tells me there is a generic version of this medication called levothyroxine sodium that may cost less. So it's really important here, if you are taking the brand name and the generic doesn't work for you, you would want to click on Keep Brand Name Drug so that you can have a list of plans that actually offer the brand name drug. If you are open to taking the generic, already taking the generic, then of course your pill bottle would say right on it, levothyroxine sodium, and I would click on Add Generic. And then I want to find out which dosage. So here's an example where you do see there are levothyroxine capsules and there are levothyroxine tablets. And you want to list it however it appears on your pill bottle. So let's say that I take a 112 microgram tablet and I'm taking that twice a day. So I'm going to enter a quantity of 60 and click on every month. Now, sometimes you might have a drug that you only fill every now and then. An example of that would be if you had an EpiPen, right? You're probably not filling that every day. You could click on adding the EpiPen. Perhaps I say, yes, I'm open to the generic here. And on this one, I'm going to put that I take it every 12 months because I'm only filling that every so often. And so I just wanted to show you that example in the frequency here. If you have drugs that you don't take very often, be sure to change this drop down to say every 3 months or every 12 months, etc. So I'm going to choose 12 months on that one. And then maybe I am taking Eliquis, which is a blood thinner, very popular medication. I'm going to add that one here. You'll notice it didn't give me a generic option because there's not a generic that exists for that drug yet. And I will just select my milligrams, quantity, and frequency again here. I will add in another couple of drugs that I have a little bit higher cost drugs so you can see how those work when they come in here. This Trulicity is a diabetes medication, I believe, and I would choose exactly how it appears. So if you get the one that comes in a pack of 4, that's what you want to mark down. If you're filling that once a month, great. Maybe you fill it twice a month, you update your quantity, and then put this in here. And so let's say this is my final list of medications and I am ready to go forward. I will go down here to done adding drugs. Now I want to tell it to find pharmacies. So it's already showing pharmacies close to the zip code that I entered. If you wanted to add an actual street address to get that down a little bit closer to where you live, you can do that. And then you click on find pharmacies to update that list. So I want to see options for mail order. And then let's say I live in a town that has a Walgreens and a CVS right across the street from each other. So sure, I want to look at those as both potential options. And then maybe I also have Walmart as an option. And down here, I will click done. And now it's going to load a list of plans for me. So when your plan list comes up, you want to make sure over here that the dropdown says lowest drug plus premium costs. We don't want to search for just the lowest monthly premium because that's not going to help us if that plan doesn't cover 2 of our very important medications. We want this to give us the plan that is going to cost us the lowest overall annual out-of-pocket between the premiums, deductibles, and copays that we pay for this plan. And in this example, you can see that the top drug plan that comes up is a United Healthcare plan. It's called the AARP Medicare X RX Preferred. Now, this drug plan has a premium of $89.20 a month, and then it also shows me that between that and my drugs, here's what I can expect to spend if I go to a retail pharmacy. So I want to look at some of these plan details. I'll click on this button here, and it will give me an idea of what our costs are going to look like. So here is my plan premium. This drug plan has a 0 deductible, which is great because in 2025, the average drug plan deductible is $590. They can charge you as much as that up front. Often when we have drug plans where you're paying a little bit higher premium, they sometimes will waive that drug deductible. So that looks like that's what happened here, which is nice. And then here I will see my list, and I can always go through here and just check and make sure that everything looks good. You can see that my EpiPen is here. I'm only filling that every 12 months. And it's also showing me which ones I have generic and brand, so you can check yourself there. Next, we can see that all of the pharmacies that I entered are actually either in-network or preferred in-network. So maybe if I were to go to CVS, being that it's not preferred, if I chose this plan, I might pay a little bit more for my medications. Let's see. Yes, we can absolutely see that here. If I am at Walmart or Walgreens, my copay on amlodipine is $20, but on CVS, it would be $52. So maybe that's in a pharmacy that I don't want to consider on this plan because I want to choose the lowest overall cost. So here we can see that between Walmart and Walgreens, I have the same cost. And if I were to use mail order, I would actually save a little bit of money. And so this is going to give you an idea of your total yearly drug cost on this plan. And then if you go down a little bit further, it also gives you that annual again. So it's adding up all of the premiums plus the drug cost and telling you what you would spend on this. And it looks like mail order at $15.05 would certainly be the cheapest way to go. But maybe you're somebody that likes to pick up your drugs at the local pharmacy. You can do that as well. And here you see that this is the average amount that I'm going to pay every month up until apparently I hit my cap. And then after that, I have zero spending. Now in January, that's a little higher, probably because it's assuming that I would fill that EpiPen, that once every 12 months drug, once a year right away in January. And this gives me just a good look at what my overall annual out-of-pocket costs would look like. Now, you can see that this drug plan has a 2-star rating. I will tell you that we don't typically see drug plans that have a 4 or 5-star rating. It's really normal for them to be around a 3-star rating. So if I don't like the fact that it's a 2 stars and I really want something with a little bit better, I can go back up to the top and click on back to search results. And it's going to reload my list of medications and plans. And then I can scroll down and see, does anybody else have a better drug plan star rating? And so you can go through and just see all of the differences here. Maybe I am a person that has had a really good luck in my lifetime with Cigna. And we saw here that they actually came up second and they have a little bit higher star rating. So I like this company. Looks like around a 3-star rating, just under that. I can click on this plan details and see how everything would look here. So again, I have a $20 a month premium here. Now in this plan, because that premium is so much lower, it does look like I'm going to pay $590 in drug deductible. So want to just be prepared for that. And if I go down here, I can see again, CVS appears to be the only one that's not preferred. And I can see my list of drugs and costs here. So at the Walmart pharmacy, I'm going to actually pay $0 for 3 of my generics. And then I can see that I have some out-of-pocket spending for those 2 more expensive brand name drugs. And if you scroll down a little bit more, it'll even break it out for you here and to show you again those calendar months and what you would be spending. And with the 2025 drug plans, once you hit $2,000 out of pocket in your drug cap, you're done spending thereafter. And so that is why you end up seeing all of these zeros at the end, because this person in filling their medications is actually going to hit that cap. And then for the rest of the year, you will not have anything out of pocket. So this just goes to show you how you can sort through all the different drug plan options. And if I was doing this after October 15th, I would also have a button that would allow me to enroll. So right here where you see it says open enrollment starts on the 15th, it's because you can't enroll prior to that. And so if you run this search after the 15th, that will actually be a button that you can click. And if this is the plan that you wanted to go with, then you would be good to go in choosing it. It has a low monthly premium. It covers 6 of 6 drugs. And I can see my total annual out of pocket here and what I would spend. Something I do want to mention is that just because in 2025 there's a $2,000 cap doesn't mean that you necessarily will spend that. The way that the cap was designed is to hit a $2,000 out of pocket on a standard drug plan. But a lot of these drug plans now today are enhanced. And so those enhancements in terms of the way the drug plans are calculated on some plans, you actually will hit that cap without you personally spending the $2,000. And I wish I could explain this in more detail, but the math behind it is kind of complicated. The thing I want to mention to you is if you actually don't spend $2,000 before you go into zero copays, that's a good thing. And that means that you're getting some of that benefit because you are probably on an enhanced drug plan. And then that saves you from having to spend beyond that. So once you hit that cap for the year and you see everything go to a zero copay, that is a great relief and you don't have to worry about spending anything else for the rest of the year. The other thing I want to mention to you is that your drug plan will offer you the option to opt into a Medicare payment plan. And if that were the case, you could actually space the cost of these drugs out over a 12-month period. So maybe with a $590 deductible, that January visit to your pharmacy is going to be really expensive. But instead of having to pay out of pocket for all those drugs in January, you could opt into the payment plan and they would space the cost of those medications out over a 12-month period so that you can pay them a little as you go. And that is a new option for 2025 to help Medicare beneficiaries spread the cost of their drugs out over a 12-month period instead of perhaps hitting that $2,000 cap right in the first month. And sometimes that can result in a bill that is a little bit expensive for you. So this is how you can go through and enroll in a drug plan. I do want to just also let you know that you can always join us in the Medicare Q&A with Boomer Benefits Facebook group. And in that Facebook group, you can ask general questions. So while we don't actually give specific plan advice in there, if you're making a drug plan analysis and you just have a question about a star rating or a plan type or what kind of drop down you need to use, you can actually post those questions in the Medicare and You Facebook group, and we would be able to answer you as best we can in that group. So that's always a good resource for you as well. So that is a wrap on how to go ahead and add up all of these drug plan analysis and get your information in there. When you do that, this will automatically replace whatever drug plan that you had the prior year. So that drug plan will end on December 31st and your new drug plan will begin on January 1st. I hope that you found this helpful. And again, we hope to see you in the Facebook group if you have any general questions about drug plan searches or Medicare in general. We're always there to help you. And thanks so much and have a great day.